Good morning. Welcome to another edition of Coffee with Tea. Can I just tell you that first sip today was hot and it was good. Today's mug, Jesus and coffee. I need them both. Um, Today's topic: don't skip the process of honing you, getting you better. Sometimes we watch other people's gifts and their skills, and we compare it to our own. And sometimes, if they better, we get a little jealous. If we're honest with ourselves, we go, man, why can't I do that? I want to do that. Can I just tell you, you can hone your skills and make them better too. I can't ever be somebody else's best. I can't ever be your best, and you can't ever be my best. My favorite quote in my book is I don't have to be the best at anything. I simply have to be my best at everything. And how do you do that? You hone your skills. Can I just be real transparent with y'all for a minute? So, I had recently in my class, I had to write a sermon. And I'm real heady sometimes. I'm the person who I love research. And so I'll get deep into research and figure out like the Hebrew and the Greek meaning of the words. And I'll go through all that. And that's great for paper. But after I wrote this sermon, I realized it's not great for a sermon. How do I know? Because the very topic that God was dealing with me on, and I wrote this sermon on, y'all. Can I just be real honest? When I heard someone else literally on YouTube give my sermon was long and wordy. I heard her capsulize my sermon in 2 minutes, the whole thing, and had me thinking about the message of the word that was contained in her 2 minutes that blessed me in ways I can't. So the first thing I said is, T, you got to get better at this. If this is what you're going to be doing, you got to get better at this. So the first thing you got to do in order to hone yourself is that you've got to be honest with you. You got to say, girl, you wordy. Good morning, Stephanie. You got to say, girl, you wordy. You too long. It don't take all that. Sometimes we're not honest with ourselves. And if you're never honest with you and you can't do an evaluation or an assessment of you that looks at the whole you won't ever get better. I can promise you that. If you don't honestly assess you, and sometimes that means being open to feedback from other people. You will never grow and you will never become the best version of yourself because it always requires some kind of assessment so that we all have room for growth and transformation. And so we do that by starting with being honest with ourselves. It is no shame in learning from other people. Some of the best teachers I know became master teachers by watching master teachers. They learned from master teachers how to become the thing that they wanted to be, which were master teachers. I've also watched some terrible teachers literally lead people down terrible teacher pathways. And they didn't grow, and those people didn't become better. But one of the ways that you can hone your own skills is learning from other people. There is no shame. The person that I love and aspire to be, who gave me them 2 minutes and told me everything I needed to know in 2 minutes, she's somebody I watch her. And so, I wish I could ask her because she's not accessible to me. I wish I could ask her, how do you write the sermon? I can deliver it, but how do you write one so that it's not so wordy? The next thing you got to do, you got to make a plan to get better. So the moment I saw that, I said, the next time I write, my plan is to eliminate some of the wordiness. My plan is to not go so deep in actually that writing, go deep in the research for myself in preparation, but I don't have to put that into the written sermon. That's a part of my plan. The next thing you got to do is you got to work the plan. So what am I going to do? I'm going to start writing sermons more frequently. Because if I want to get better, I've got to do a thing more than one time. I want my skill set to get better in the things that I really desire to do for my life. I play the guitar almost every day because I want to be better at it. I want to be better. I don't want to be a concert guitarist, but I do want to be better at the craft of playing the guitar, not for anyone other than myself. So you have to make the plan and then you have to work the plan. You got to do something with it. Don't let it become something that just gets committed to paper but doesn't get committed to life. Doesn't get committed to your actions. You got to do both. And finally, do it over and over until you are better. People ask me when they want me to coach them in speaking. I tell people, you want to become a good speaker? Keep speaking. You want to become a good speaker, you got to keep speaking. You can't have a bad speaking engagement and be like, oh, well, and then you get up there again, but you haven't done any practice in between. Do it over and over until you are better. Dr. Suzuki says never be lazy. Just practice and practice until you go crazy. Because the more you practice, the better you perform. And so my plan right now, I'm honest with myself that I'm way too wordy and that written sermon wasn't good. The next thing I did is I saw the person that I admire and she gave the word that I wanted to give. She gave it in 2 minutes. I'm learning from her. Make a plan to get better, work your plan, and do it over until you are better. I'm the amazing T Street. Know what? Nothing amazing in me that's not in each and every one of you. Don't be afraid to get better. Don't skip the process of honing your skills. Have an amazing day. Good morning, Kenneth. Hey, Stephanie. Have a great day.